Hello one and all, is my review of My Hero Academia, chapter 256, The High Deep Blue Sky, and quite an interesting chapter, give it a chance to be lesser known characters to shine, show off what they've learned at their training and how it's going to help them in the war to come. The big war between all the villains, the army of literal thousands against essentially school children. I'm very excited for that. And I just love all these robots are basically making Terminator references. Get terminated, humans. We are the Skynet of this world. I mean, those aren't even subtle references. They're straight up saying, this is a Terminator joke because that Terminator movie just came out and maybe it's popular in Japan. I don't know. I don't think it was popular over here, but whatever. I always love seeing references to stuff I recognize in anime and manga. It gives me a little laugh. Oh, they're all eating cotton candy. I kind of forgot that All Might agree them with a cotton candy pun at the start of 2 chapters ago. That's a nice little detail right there. Anyway, good old Mr. Sparkly has turned his naval laser into a freaking lightsaber, which is pretty freaking awesome, which Invisigirl then used to bend the light to have it smash all the enemy robots, and it's pretty freaking awesome. I love it. It's also something I had debated out a while back, if she's getting the ability to perfect her bending of light, can she unbend the light? I'm guessing how her powers work, how her body works. Essentially, subconsciously, she's bending light around her so it looks like she's invisible, so you can't actually see her. And if she's gained that ability to bend light to her control, can she have her body stop bending the light so that she's actually visible? I don't know, she's naked all the time, so I feel like it'd be really awkward if she just suddenly figured it out one day, like, ah! But that'd just be really funny if, she's just sitting in the back of the classroom and all of a sudden was like, who's that girl? I've never seen her before. And they're like, yeah, you haven't for a good reason. I think the authors actually said that he's forgotten about her multiple times just because she's so forgettable. That'd be fun. Anyway, then Mina rushes in with her acid man ability, which, oh my god, I absolutely love this. She literally completely coated herself in acid to make a protective body that destroys any enemy that tries to hit her. Against, elemental quirks like freezing, fire, or lightning, this wouldn't do much, but against literally anyone else, this would probably stop them in their tracks. I'm trying to think, Araka would try to make her float, but she touched the acid and get burned. Nothing Mineta could do because his sticky balls would just melt as soon as they touched her. Deku could probably do a long distance, his finger flicking attack or his black whip thing. But the rest of the class would not really have a chance against her. So that's pretty awesome. I like that. And then we get some straight up flirting between Mina and Kirishima here. Yeah, that's flirting right there. That weird, goofy smile he has in his face. That's straight up. I definitely thought they were kind of a thing, especially when their flashback showed, they were kind of friends back then. More so she just saved him from a villain when he was too weak to act. But still, I think they're an interesting couple. I'm curious to see what happens to them going forward. They're definitely interesting as a duo because, he breaks anything he touches, she melts it. I can't really imagine any way they could team up without basically just breaking each other, but definitely be interesting. I'm actually kind of curious if their quirks would cancel each other out. She can't melt him because he's too strong, and he can't land a blow on her because she's too slippery because she's covered in acid. I don't know, that's really a very weird fight. Definitely want to see down the road. I still want another UA festival thing, the big sports competition between all the classes. I think it'd be absolutely freaking amazing to say. They have to be, are they still, yeah, they're still first year students. This entire series, all 256 chapters have taken place over a single year? That is actually insane. Hopefully they graduate soon. Move on to class 2A or whatever. Then see everyone else's upgrades. Ojiro and Sato are better at hitting things harder because why not? Really, there's not much else you can do with your quirks. I honestly feel bad for you guys. Everyone else can make these awesome, powerful moves and combos, and you're just like, we hit things hard! That's what we do! Yeah! Poor guys. Even Mineta has some potential for evolving his quirk that you guys just really don't. Anyway, Jiro and Shoji have enhanced their searching abilities, which, interesting. I'm not really sure how they show that off in battle, but okay. Kaminari, Sero, Meto are all teaming up to make these big combo moves that are really cool. Mentioned he also worked together on Mount Lady, which is interesting because I think after his last encounter with her, he referred to her as a demon and a monster. So I'm not really sure why he'd want to go back to that. Ida's gotten a looser approach. Oddly enough, he's teaming up with Manuel again, the guy he essentially abandoned to go get revenge for his brother's death. Yeah, that was a whole thing. So that's what he was doing, and now he's calmer. I don't know. I'm very confused by this new Ida, and I want a whole lot of time with him to figure out exactly how much he's changed. Koda worked with the washing machine hero. Who, yeah, I have a whole lot of questions about him as well. To then essentially make smoother communications, so now he can talk to flies. I know he said he was afraid of bugs, that's why he'd never used his quirk on them before, but I guess now he can, use them to get better information back and forth, like maybe for spying. Like, he can send those two flies to the League of Villain headquarters and get the information counted back to him. Tokoyami is just a monster completely. Improvement on all fronts, of course he has. I mean, seriously, he has probably one of the most terrifying quirks of his entire class. Third or fourth most terrifying, honestly, and that's just because the rest of them are absolute monsters. And, I mean, he is literally a monster here, covering himself in the cloak while attacking everything all around him. I mean, he is freaking terrifying. I seriously would not want to fight this guy no matter what my quirk is. Though Kirishima, a little more terrifying here, as what he learned is making baddies lose their will to fight real quick. Yeah, essentially, he learned to be so terrifying and attack with such ferocity, the enemies literally decide, you know what, this isn't worth it, just take me to jail, I don't want to fight you. That's freaking terrifying, and I love it. Yaoyorozu learned predicting and acting efficiently, which I think is, her whole problem, wasn't that? The whole thing she had with Todoroki, where she found out that she was trying so hard to be efficient and perfect in her decision making that she just never got around doing anything and screwed up every time. I mean, when she fought Tokoyami in the big competition, her plan was make a shield, and then she did it, and then she got pushed out because she was so determined on the whole make a shield strategy that she didn't think of anything else. I think what she needs to focus on is just, working more quickly, to being more determined. I don't know, that feels just like a weird thing for her to work on. I mean, Uraka and Asui worked on determination, which I think is something she could really use, but whatever. And also, Rock got some cool upgrades. Based on what you saw Deku use with his black whip, she made her own whip, and looks like she has rockets in her boots now, so she's basically Spider-Man, and she can fly around throughout the city without a care in the world, which I absolutely love. I mean, seriously, mobility is so important for a hero, and she has that in absolute spades right now. She can literally get anywhere and save anyone in danger. I just think that works really well for her. Then on to Big 3. Bakugo learned Pinpoint Blast. He was able to launch a lot of power into a small attack, allowing him to do way more damage than he was before. Essentially, before his explosions were all over the place. Now it can pinpoint to a small little point and deliver way more damage to the bad guy. So which kind of solves this whole I'm not very useful in winter thing. Todoroki learned how to be fast, which he really needed. I mean, as good as he was in, close-hand combat and how powerful and blastive and massive his blasphemy his quirk was, he just really wasn't good with the speed maneuver. Getting close in to do the attack, to take out the enemy, blah, blah, blah. It just was really limiting him. So that's improved, so he's a lot better. Yay! And finally, good old Deku. I absolutely love this whole screen right here. It's so absolutely amazing. As All Might's realizing, Deku, you stop looking back. You're no longer looking to me to guide you, to base me off the model of what you do moving forward. Now you're just looking forward for yourself. Now you're pushing forward without me. You don't need to look back anymore. Go on! And it's just such a great moment right here. I mean, this series has done just an absolutely fantastic job of showing how much Deku has improved over time and just how he's just changed that little boy he used to be. I mean, first few chapters, first 20, 30, 40 chapters, it was always, what do you think I should do, All Might? Oh, All Might, I should do the space like you did. Oh, All Might, that's how you did it, so I should do it the same way. I mean, slowly and surely over time, you realize I can't fight like All Might. I'm not All Might, so I need to learn from others. I need to improve my own way. I need to figure out my own path, so I'm not looking back to him anymore. And this shot just really emphasizes his growth throughout this entire series. I absolutely love it. And All Might's just so proud of him. I just love it. Then we get some straight-up flirting between Deku and Raka, which I just absolutely love. And he apologizes for, her having to save him by hugging him. Oh, yeah, that was fun. Way back when. And She's like, it's alright, I learned how to use these wires from watching you do that, so I've gotten stronger. And they have this little weird fist bump moment. All the girls are kind of cheering for, like, oh, it's gonna happen, our ship's gonna happen. Well, Mineta just looks dead inside for a whole lot of reasons. Then this weird wind blows in. I'm not sure what this means. The wind's a change, or it's actually like an enemy attack or what, but just like this huge storm. They're all kind of like, what is it? I don't know. I'm very confused by that. Anyway, then back to Aizawa and Present Mike, and Aizawa's put two and together. He's realized something's going on. The work studies they're all doing, it's not just to make them better students, it's to prepare them for what's coming. The war, the battle, whatever it is. He's realized they know something and they're not telling us. So what are we going to do about it? And President Mike says, let's do karaoke, which sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but when he does karaoke, it makes his voice stronger, so afterwards he can use his quirk to its full abilities. So he's basically saying, I'm going to get jacked up as much as I can, and then I'm going to go do something crazy. And they cut off Aizawa before he says what he's going to say, but I bet he had similar plans. I bet he was going to go take out the League of Villains by himself and just get absolutely, completely wrecked. But what happens instead, it might be more interesting. Little Eri, sad to say, she's in a lot of pain because her horn's acting up. But if her horn is like level of energy she has charged up, built up, whatever, this could mean that she has it within her to use her ability at least once to restore someone to a form they used to have. I mean, now, who would need their form restored? Oh, I don't know. How about their best friend who was turned into a giant mutant after his corpse was mutated and turned into a slave of their greatest villain in the world? That ring any bells? So yeah, if this is the case, if they can in fact use Eri's quirk at least once, could they bring him back? Maybe. Like, big maybe on that. I mean, it would also technically mean that Eri can revive the dead, which... Okay, a whole lot wrong with that, but I guess you could put the caveat in that instead of actually reviving the dead, he's technically still alive because his corpse was brought back to life by someone else, so Eri can revert him to the state he was in before because he still has like a breath of life in him. I don't know, that's my best way I can explain this without making just Eri absolutely ridiculously, stupidly OP. I also just love this little room she has all to herself, all the toys and stuff. It's just so adorable. I'd like a spin-off series just on Eri's daily life at UA, honestly. I think it'd be absolutely amazing. Anyway, back over to All Might, and once more, I would like just to fan out about the fact that All Might made a notebook for Deku, instead of Deku making these books all these years about all the heroes, especially All Might, over and over again. This time, All Might made it for him, but even more importantly, the past successor's quirks. Oh my god, this means next chapter, we're gonna find out all the quirks Deku is going to get. I mean, man, All Might said he couldn't find everything out, but just like a few of them. If he knows 2 or 3 or 4 more of the quirks he's gonna get, that's gonna be so absolutely amazing. I mean, there's been so much speculation in the community for so long about what these quirks are, what they're gonna do, how Deku's gonna master them all in the 3 months he has before, all hell breaks loose. But once we actually know what the quirks are, that can help a lot of the way. I mean, that can help explain a lot of it. Like, if some of the quirks aren't so battle-oriented, like maybe one of them had heat vision, so he can, see in the dark or find his way around, that'd be helpful, and it wouldn't require, full battle testing to incorporate into his system. Or maybe, a healing quirk. I mean, that would definitely be helpful, especially since, he keeps tearing his body apart, so if he gets, power to heal himself or heal other injuries, that'd be great. So, once again, the more quirks he unlocks, the harder this is going to be to explain to his classmates. I know there are weirdnesses and unique quirks and just things that can't really be explained by science right now, but they're not that gullible. Okay, so yeah, next chapter, hopefully Eri can be used to bring him back to what he used to be. We're going to find out what the other quirks are. I said next week. It's actually 2 weeks from now. Bummer. I mean, I hope it's not going to be one of those things where they say, these are all the answers you ever want, but we're going to go do the side story now, focusing on another character because we know you want it so badly. But yeah, that's my hope, Next chapter, all the quirks that he's going to get. Maybe Eri brings Zawa's old friend back to life. That'd be absolutely amazing. And just whatever else happens. Just let me think of all that down below. Be sure to subscribe to the next video. And until then,
Peace.